All right, a few things I want to speak on. I've been seeing Derrick James get a lot of backlash from his most recent interview. I'll leave a link in the description for y'all to check it out. Also, we'll probably leave a video card at the top of the screen. But Derrick James, he pretends like he didn't watch Crawford's fight, and then he turns around and said he saw the last two punches, and then he starts making weird facial expressions, man. Every time he's asked about the fight, when he asked about the performance of Crawford, how he feels the fight will play out, between Spence and Crawford, he just makes weird face expressions. He's looking away, he's reaching down for water. Um, and you know what? It sucks because I gave this guy a lot of credit this year. I think he is trainer of the year, without question. Errol Spence, despite the energy that he on right now, is still the unified champion at welterweight, and then Jermell Charlo, the undisputed champion at super middleweight. I mean, excuse me, super welterweight. So I don't think there's any other trainer that has fighters that have those accomplishments right now. So I think definitely Derrick James deserves trainer of the year. But every time this Crawford fight comes up, it's Spence and Crawford. Spence and Derrick James, they have this nonchalant, I don't care type of aura that they walk around with. If the fight happens, the fight happens. If it don't, it don't. We don't need to fight. Like that's how they act, right? And that's the thing that sucks. It's like um, Errol Spence, immediately after his fight with Dennis Ugas, he bragged about how he said, I told y'all I was gonna get these belts. I was gonna take his shit. He says stuff like that, gets everybody excited, and then when there's space and opportunity for the fight to be made or for you to spin the block, it's just like, hey man, I don't know, I gotta weigh my options. There is no other options other than undisputed. At least that's what I thought. So I mean, as y'all can probably tell, by the tone of my voice, I'm done. I'm tired of this whole soap opera saga that has transpired out of this Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence fight, man. Um, we got to go through all of this just to see a fight. These are professional fighters. Um, it ain't like it's any other. Like there's a lot of big paydays out there, or mega fights left out there, to be made. You know, um, Spencer's just, I don't know what else to say about the guy. He's just this weird dude because, uh, you saying you're not gonna fight Pacquiao. That's off the table. He's old. He's over the hill. So you talk down that possibility. Keith Thurman, Keith Lang. I ain't never fighting Keith, so you talk down that potential payday. You know what I mean? And it would look silly if you go in there and fight Keith after everything you said. And then you told everybody you wanted the Bud Crawford fight and you wanted to be undisputed. So I'm starting to believe that Earl don't give a fuck about legacy no more, man. Maybe he never gave a fuck about legacy. I think he cares more about safety. Being safe, security. Um, you know, I think he wants to possibly live with the idea that what, Crawford didn't beat my ass. You know what I mean? At least he didn't want my ass. So you know, that risk is something that Spence not really willing to take, in my opinion. But they be trying to say like, oh, it's a Dallas thing. The way that these guys be acting when it pertains to like some real smoke. I'm talking about the fighter, Errol Spence and Derrick James. Like, I've heard a lot of his fans, their fans say stuff like, "Oh man, it's just a Dallas thing. We playing or we high siding or whatever word y'all use." But that shit look like sucker shit. It really do, man. Derrick James and Errol Spence, it looked like sucker shit, man. You know what I mean? Y'all supposed to be representing y'all city. You're supposed to be representing PBC. And you're supposed to have some balls, man. You're supposed to be a man, you know. But I don't see no man energy. And then with all that being said, um, Speaking of man, you got a lot of men that's ranked at the top of your sanctioning body, whether you talk about the IBF, the WBA, or the WBC. And it's time for these guys to order Errol Spence into a mandatory fight, man. How much longer are we going to allow this guy, or sanctioning body is going to allow this guy to just keep getting passes, man, to just not fight mandatories, man? You know what I mean? Like, how's Bud got to the division after you, but he's fought more mandatories, man, and probably gonna fight another mandatory before you do. So, in closing, man, do y'all feel like it will be flame of shame to Earl Spence if he doesn't, get the Bud Crawford fight when it's all said and done? And what if he just vacates? Like, would that be a failure in y'all's opinion? If he just vacates all his belts, ditches the Bud Crawford fight, and just goes up and tries to, cherry pick money fights or look for the most lucrative fight or the safest fight or whatnot. So that's really all I got. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to the UGC and everybody that caught this, man. I'm going to play back. I'm out.